Evening, everyone. It's 5:50 on Thursday afternoon, the 10th of June, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 805. So we had some good news today. Today being Thursday was claims day. Initial claims were down 9,000 at 376,000. Continuing claims were also lower, 3.499 million. So a little bit better. CPI was very hot. Came in on an annual basis of 5% year over year. And the number for the month was up 0.6% month over month, and ex food and energy was 0.7%. Year over year, as I said, was 5%. Ex food and energy, for those of us who neither drive nor eat, was only up 3.8%. But I think it's pretty clear inflation is here on a very moderate level, but nonetheless, if it's transient, we won't know for months, maybe till the end of the year. So we'll have to just suck it up, I guess. RH, Restoration Hardware, this morning, well, they reported last night, they beat top and bottom, and the stock was up about $40. It managed to add to that mightily today, closing 709.79, up 98.46 or 16%. Also, Signet, the jeweler who is a mall-based jeweler who owns Jared and Kay and a couple of others, also beat top and bottom. And this morning when I told you that, it was 65.5 up 4. It managed to trade up to 74.80. Last trade is 69.90, up 8.86 or 14.5%. After the close, CHWY came out with a beat top and bottom. The stock had closed 79.35, up $1.58, and it traded both up to 81 and down to 75.20. The last is 78. It shows up 23 cents on the day, but it's actually down $1.35 from the regular market close. And the meme stocks got pounded today. AMC, which traded as high as 60 a couple of days ago and 51 today. Last trade is 43.73. That's down 5.64 or 11.3%. The biggest of these names, GameStop, GME, is 229. That's down about 73.56. You have to realize that 2 days ago, this stock was $344, so it's down $115 off that. And on today's move alone, it was down 24%. And Clover Health, which had a huge run from under $10 to as high as 28 the day before yesterday and 18 today. Last is 14.21, down 271 or 16%. So they're pounding these pretty good. The Dow gave up most of its gain, closed up only $19.10 after being up $290 after the open. NASDAQ, on the other hand, was up 108.58. That was the big gainer for the day, up 7.78 1/100th, so just under 0.8%. New high intraday and new high close on the S&P, up 19.63 or just under 0.5%. And again, both the Russell down 15.75 or 0.7%, and the transports down 109 or also just over 0.7%. The internals for the market were okay for the close, not for the highs. We had the Dow 1.2 to 1, and the same for the NASDAQ, volume was noticeably lighter today. Yesterday, 5.6 billion, today 4.8 billion. I don't know whether that was just lack of activity in the meme stocks, but AMC still traded 225 million shares, 154 million shares of Clover. So I guess noticeably lower. I guess we were at about 1.4 billion yesterday, and today it looks like 240, well below that. As far as futures, the chart on the screen is the oil, and as you can see, it came down and tested day before yesterday's low, with a slightly higher low at 68.68, and it beat the previous day's high by literally just 3 or 4 cents per barrel, but it did close close to the high and above that rising 5-day moving average, so I think we're probably going to see a little bit more there. Bitcoin is kind of interesting in that, as I've mentioned before, since it has no intrinsic value, it tends to trade on the chart, and I can only look at this as a low after the break, followed by a higher low and test where it closed right on that 200-day MA and has rallied. Now, it was up today, but barely. It was up 315 after being a solid 2,000 higher than that. So I'm concerned about these tops. We really would have to go through this 20-day moving average back to the upside and close above this 40,320 before I could get excited on the long side again. The dollar was down slightly, and gold actually reversed. It was down and didn't get a lot of lift, excuse me, from the CPI numbers, but managed to test the lows again and turn back up and close pretty close to the high, up ever so slightly, 90 cents on a $1,900 commodity, but nonetheless it continues to want to work its way higher, so we'll have to see what that looks like in the morning. All right, everyone, have a good evening. Hope you did well. By the way, we sold half of our S-Bulk, SBLK, on the 100% up rule plus a little. We were in it at 80 cents. We sold them at $1.75, which was a nice gain for us. And they closed at $1.70, still up 30 cents, with the stock up 33 cents, but pretty close to the low of the day. All right, everyone, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back first thing in the morning.